Thanks for choosing KRTV tonight. We're so glad to have you. We'll have much more on coronavirus and its implications in our state in just a moment. But we begin with a lawsuit filed by Montana against Big Tobacco for withholding $43 million in payments due to the state from a 1998 settlement. Attorney General Tim Fox announced today his office filed the suit in Lewis and Clark County District Court for millions of dollars owed to Montana under the 1998 Master Settlement Agreement. 22 years ago, Montana joined every other state and territory in the country to sue the largest tobacco companies for decades of deception about the health hazards of smoking. The two sides reached a settlement agreement where the tobacco companies promised annual payments to restrict marketing practices. In exchange, the lawsuit would be ended. However, the state says the last payment was made back in 2004 and only after litigation.
Tobacco companies, again, have delayed and stalled and done all manner of tactics that are described in the documents that we filed, where they have used as an excuse the fact that they haven't settled with other states as a reason to delay in getting any money to Montana. It's a false premise on which to base those decisions.
The payments from the tobacco companies fund smoking prevention and cessation programs in the state. According to the CDC, around $440 million is spent on tobacco-related health care costs in Montana each year. Late last month, George Jonathan Savoy was arrested and charged after at least 65 dead cows were found on a property west of Cascade. Cascade County Sheriff Jesse Slaughter says there are about 230 head of cattle still starving and in need of care. In a hearing today, Savoy pleaded guilty to one felony count of animal cruelty. As part of a deal, he will be responsible for the restitution and care of the remaining herd. He also agrees to transfer custody of the remaining cows to his father, Jim Savoy, with an agreement to liquidate the cattle within 6 months of the agreement. Now to the latest on coronavirus across the state. There has been another death from the virus in Montana, this time in Flathead County. The Flathead County Health Department says the individual was over the age of 65 and had underlying health conditions. But in a press release said out of respect for the family, no other details would be released. In total, 394 cases have been confirmed in Montana. That includes 13 cases here in Cascade County. Toole County has 26. Here's some good news. 171 Montanans have recovered so far from coronavirus. Governor Steve Bullock held a tele-town hall earlier today to address COVID-19 concerns from the public directly. The governor took questions from teachers, healthcare workers, ranchers, retail employees, and more. Some recurring topics people were concerned about were economic support, help for small businesses and LLCs, COVID testing, PPE needs, and the safety of Montanans who are most at risk of serious illness from the disease. Many also just wanted to know when restrictions were going to be lifted and when things could start opening up again. Bullock said the last thing he wants is Montana to become a hot spot like other states.
I'd love to be able to open things up just like every Montanan as soon as we safely can. But it's those actions that we've been taking by the social distancing, by spending more time at home, that I think really is helping us flatten this curve and not getting the rates of infection that we could.
Governor Bullock ended the town hall by thanking Montanans for all the sacrifices they've made to help limit the spread of coronavirus. Cascade County detention administrators say they've been taking every precaution recommended by the CDC and more to keep COVID-19 out of the jail. But many public defenders have taken steps to get inmates released due to the pandemic. MTN's Jennifer Walter has more.
So it would be possible then for someone that has the virus to be in the jail population for up to 2 weeks before they would be showing these symptoms.
That is correct.
And during that time, they would be contagious.
That is correct. And with our protocols, we take precautions on all of it.
Heated arguments took place in the courtroom as attorney Mark Frisbee argued for the release of his client, something the courts expect to see more of in the coming days. According to Sheriff Jesse Slaughter, as well as County Attorney Josh Rackey, multiple public defenders in Cascade County have been filing motions to have their clients released on the basis of the possibility of exposure to the coronavirus.
I'm trying my best, I think other judges are as well, to get people released where we can.
Judge Best also added that they are using a very robust pretrial program to get people who are considered low-risk offenders released. And according to the sheriff, this means the remaining inmates have been deemed too high a risk to qualify for the pretrial program. But they are looking at other options going forward. Judge Best also says there's a possibility of looking at caps on bail amounts to prevent people who are unable to afford bail from being stuck in custody.
And so I think that it's a discussion that's worth having, but I think it needs to be had in the context of how are we keeping the public safe in the meantime.
In Great Falls, Jennifer Walter, MTN News.
Now, we don't have an exact number of cases that are filing this motion, but we will be following the courts this week and going forward to bring you the latest. Well, our weekend snowstorm is behind us now, but our Storm Tracker weather team's still tracking some winter-like temperatures this afternoon. Brandon, this is still an improvement, though, over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. It was even colder yesterday, not by much, but it was colder, and today we even got a little bit of sunshine, so making some small steps in the right direction. Let's take a look at yesterday's stats. It really stands out. Look at that low temperature. Yesterday morning got down to 3 degrees below zero. That was a full 10 degrees colder than the previous record, which was set back in 1997. So some record cold this weekend. High temperature yesterday, 26 degrees. We're not much better than that today. 28 degrees. You can see we've got that north wind at 13 miles per hour, northwest wind rather. That is bringing in some colder air, but in general the sunshine is a little bit nicer, even though it feels only like 17 degrees. When you factor in the wind chill tonight, we are going to see our clouds increase mainly after midnight, so that's going to cap our temperatures a little bit. We'll fall as the sun sets, but only down to about 20 degrees or so, unless that clearing lasts a little bit longer. For tomorrow, a couple of showers in the forecast here and there, a mix of rain and snow. Temperatures, though, warmer through the day. 47 degrees our high temperature. Now, as we head into tomorrow night, we are expecting some more snow, and we're going to have more on that later.
All right, thanks, Brandon. We'll see you soon. With many children home from school, parents are left to school their kids from home. Alliance for Youth is offering some online resources to help support parents while they're all at home with their kids. These include a Parent Cafe live YouTube channel where parents can tune in to learn how to relate with everyday topics to their kids, like acts of kindness and hope. There's also a live chat offered Mondays where parents can ask questions of other parents. But for those who are in search of additional support during this challenging time, there are also virtual Zoom support groups available to join. Monday nights at 7, parents can meet online to discuss tools for foster parents. And Thursdays at 7, the Positive Parenting Support Group walks through problems they're facing with their children.
We are facing a time that we've never experienced before. We're all very uncertain and feeling alone. We're trying to maintain normalcy when nothing is normal. So having supports and being supported and understanding that you're not alone and you're not the only person going through this is really important to build hope and to give us strength as a community of parents.
Although some of the resources and support groups are geared towards specific audiences, all parents are welcome to join or access them. You can head to our website for more information and a link. Well, coming up on your 5:30 news, we head outside for a look at how coronavirus is creating some adjustments for Montana's hunting seasons.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
Welcome back. In March, Governor Bullock declared leaving your home for outdoor activity during the stay-at-home order is permitted. Despite that, Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks has made several adjustments to their operations, including suspending or canceling several hunting and recreation seasons. Here's MTN's Matt Holzappel with a look at the impacts those changes are having on the Treasure State.
Offices, visitor centers, and overnight camping were the first to go. Then last week, Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks canceled paddlefish season on the Yellowstone and Lower Missouri rivers and suspended spring turkey and black bear hunting for non-residents.
One of the things that has been really obvious this year is it's just hard to speculate kind of what's going to happen next with this COVID stuff, and so we've been really focusing on these 2-week windows in response to the governor's directives.
Despite all the closures, Greg says that FWP hasn't seen a significant impact on Montana's economy or its ecosystem.
There's there's obviously going to be some. One thing to note is that we are seeing, kind of a higher than normal use at our sites this time of year, particularly our fishing access sites. So just to keep in mind that might not be the right time and the right place to go, and to be very, very cautious about being socially distant.
As for spring turkey and black bear hunting season, overpopulation due to lack of hunting is not currently on Fish, Wildlife, and Parks' radar.
The thing with both turkey and bear is we have so much hunting opportunity in Montana that you can hunt turkey and bear in the fall as well. And so those licenses, there's a couple of exceptions, but for the vast majority of people that have those licenses, they can take advantage of them in the fall too.
In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks has also announced changes to their black bear reporting requirements for this hunting season. All successful bear hunters are now required to report their harvest through an FWP hotline within 48 hours of harvest instead of in person. This move is the latest step to accommodate the social distancing directive. Just last week, FWP also suspended all non-resident spring hunting seasons for black bear and turkey until April 24th to comply with travel directives. Similar changes have been made to mountain lion, otter, and bighorn sheephead recovery. You can find more information about the hunting season on our website.
We are tracking some more cold, snowy weather in the forecast. We'll tell you what to expect and when after the break.
Get break. Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with meteorologist Brandon Michaels.
Well, for the most part, snow is done falling for now, but we picked up quite a bit over the weekend. 5.4 inches, the official measurement, up near the airport in Great Falls. 7.9 inches then for April, so we're above average there. And yeah, no surprise, we're above average for the season. Just an inch shy of 100 inches since snow started falling in September, and I do think by the time the week is over, we are going to break that 100-inch mark. So why is that? Well, we've got a winter weather advisory in effect. All the areas shaded in blue here, looking at some generally lighter snow accumulations, but still accumulating snow in the lower elevations. And then higher elevations, we're actually going to see quite a bit more snow heading our way. For now, though, it's just a little bit of light activity, mainly in eastern Montana. There are a couple of showers have kind of made their way through Choteau County and even into Judith Basin County, too. But in general, it's not really anything significant right now. We've got some clearing, but through the night tonight, we are going to see the clouds start to move back in, especially after midnight. So midnight, there's not too much going on here, but to the north and west, as you can see already, Glacier County's got some clouds. That's going to start to flow in as we head into the morning hours. So we're going to start our day off, for most of us, with lots of clouds. Eastern Montana probably going to catch a little bit more sunshine through the day. That's going to kind of be the trend, too. A little bit more sunshine toward Glasgow and especially up toward places like Wolf Point and Scobie. The rest of us actually starting to see some showers, mainly in the mountains here, but as we head through the afternoon, some pop-up rain showers here and there. And then we're tracking our next cold front, another cold front heading our way. You can see it's already starting to dip into northern Montana. By the time we get to about midnight on Tuesday night and into the day Wednesday, we start to see that push toward Great Falls. And behind that cold front, we see these more concentrated snow bands. Now, Future Track is putting in a couple of rain showers still by midnight. I think by that time, we're probably looking at mostly snow, and that's going to linger into the early morning hours as that cold front moves to the south. And then we'll, for the most part, clear up through the day on Wednesday, at least as far as the heavier snow is concerned, but just a couple of lingering flurries here and there are expected through the day Wednesday. Not a ton of snow from this next system, but again, enough that we could potentially break that 100-inch mark here in Great Falls. I'm going at this point 1 to 3 for Great Falls, 2 to 4 for Lewistown, less than an inch for most other spots, with some higher totals at the higher elevations, and also tracking some cooler temperatures behind that cold front. But actually, in the meantime, before that moves in, we're going to see a little bit of a warm-up for us. Through the night tonight, temperatures not too bad. We're going to see that cloud cover move in eventually, so that should help us out. 15 for Lewistown, 20 in Great Falls, 24 in Cutbank, 15 for the overnight low in Glasgow, and all the way down to 12 in Scobie. Through the day tomorrow, decent increase, not above average, but definitely better than today. In fact, by tomorrow morning, we're probably already better than what we were today, and we're going to actually make it into the 40s by the afternoon. Again, a little on the chilly side, but not too bad for us. I'm going 47 for Great Falls and also Fort Benton, 47 for Choteau 2, 44 in Malta, and 38 for the high temperature in Hayes. A little bit breezy at times, not so much to the northeast, but some of us could see some wind gusts as high as 20 or even 30 miles per hour for our Tuesday. And again, we do get some more snow moving in. The heaviest snow is going to be late Tuesday night into Wednesday. Light snow, though, lingering through the afternoon on Wednesday. We are quite a bit cooler behind that cold front. Temperatures falling to about 35 degrees. We get a little bit nicer on Thursday, and then actually our Friday weather's not looking too bad. A mix of sun and clouds, a high of 52 degrees. A couple of rain chances, especially on Saturday, maybe a shower on Sunday. But definitely by the time we get to next week, we're looking at some nicer weather. Shannon?
Thanks, Brandon. Still to come, how technology is helping Montanans in recovery who can't meet face-to-face.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 530 News continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
Thanks for staying with us. Sports remain on hold across Montana, but our sports team is still tracking down those awesome moments and incredible performances each week. Here's Tom Wiley with a special guest with more.
Welcome back. Joined by my co-anchor, Cecilia. She wanted to give it another shot after having a bit of a rough time with it a couple weeks ago, but we enlisted her help to look back through the week and find the top 5 moments in our MTN Game Changers. Now, Cece was very adamant that I include this one. Her first wobbly steps after standing for the first time earlier in the week. And as you can see, she is very proud of herself. That brings us to number 5, the Hellgate Boys and Capital Girls featured on ESPN SportsCenter for Scott Van Pelt's Senior Night segment. That started after college and high school tournaments across the country were canceled due to the COVID-19 outbreak. In the segment, Van Pelt highlights seniors who missed out on the opportunity to finish their careers on the court. So this is an okay consolation prize for the Coast State champs. At number 4, we brought you this story last week. The Front Steps Project in Great Falls and around the country brings us together virtually despite being and maybe feeling isolated. Photographer Bridget Pence and others highlight the faces of our community during a time when we might not see them in passing at the grocery store, coffee shop, or at the gym. We may be temporarily separated, but we are always united. At number 3, athletes getting creative with their workouts. How about 2-time Gatorade Basketball Player of the Year Brendan Howard from Great Falls High, now a sophomore at MSU Billings, channeling his inner Rocky Balboa to stay in shape. Water jugs, logs, jump ropes, whatever he can find. Pretty soon he'll be chasing a chicken to work on his footwork. At number 2, really cool moment from Easter Sunday. Around 30 singers from different churches gathered along the front building of Edgewood Assisted Living Facility in Helena to provide a singing worship as residents sat in their front windows listening and singing along. And at number 1, no one said birthdays in the time of COVID-19 have to be boring. Special Olympian Trevor Traynor turned 30 on Sunday, and he was bummed he couldn't have a traditional party, so fellow athletes, coaches, friends, family, and SOMT staff drove by his house, honking horns and shouting well wishes. And in Helena, at the Touchmark Senior Living Center, Jean Davis turned 100 on Easter Sunday, so she got a special parade from firefighters and law enforcement who helped make the moment special. Yeah, Montanans continue to find incredible ways to stay connected, to stay positive, and to stay active. Thank you, Cece, for joining me on this time, and we'll catch you next week. Reporting from home, Tom Wiley and Cece Wiley for MTN News.
All right, thank you, Tom and Cece. A group of people who rely on in-person consistent meetings are now turning to virtual meetings to stay on the path of a drug-free and sober life. Since the COVID-19 pandemic has forbidden large groups from gathering, people who are in 12-step recovery programs, such as Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous, are strongly relying on virtual meetings to stay in touch with others who are also on the road to recovery. A leader of a 12-step program in Helena says this pandemic has actually drawn people closer, and now even more people are joining in on virtual recovery meetings.
I would have to say that there are more people gathering, that they are reaching out, which is a huge part of being in recovery, is getting to those people. We not only do we have the Zoom platform, but luckily with cell phones, we have text message. If you're struggling, pick up the phone and call, or get on the Zoom meeting and just get in touch with somebody.
If you or someone you know would like to attend a 12-step recovery program, you can visit namontana.org or call the helpline. Stay with us. A final look at your forecast is right after this.
Welcome back. We are tracking a couple showers here and there through the day tomorrow. Not really expecting accumulating snow tomorrow, but by tomorrow night we are going to get into some heavier showers. 47 degrees are high in Great Falls.
And finally tonight, it was 50 years ago today that astronauts aboard Apollo 13 discovered they had a problem. The three had to abort their moon mission with an oxygen tank exploded. It ruptured another tank and left the module with just 15 minutes of power. Over the course of 4 days, though, incredibly, NASA managed to get them all back to Earth safely. Those big moments in history that hard to relive sometimes. Glad they made it back safely. All right, thanks for joining us here. We'll see you back on the CW at 9 and here at 10 o'clock.